Hey everyone. My name is Gunnar Frankum. For those of you who I didn't get a chance to introduce myself to or may not remember, I was super excited to get to do this assignment because this is my first opportunity I've had to be able to do lesson planning in a bigger way, just because I've transitioned this last semester from being strictly a math and statistics major to a math and statistics education major, which I'm really excited about. Um, and so, pardon the hat hair, ever since school got out or school was released, I was kind of out of a job because I was working as a recitation leader. And so since then, I've been working for Bronco Fence. I know it's backwards to you guys, but it's a fencing company in Kaysville. And so I've got a wicked farmer's tan and all kinds of other stuff to prove that I've been working like 40 hours a week trying to get everything done. So this may come out a little bit scattered, but I mean, that's probably how I'm going to teach anyways, because that's just kind of the personality that I have. Anyways, my lesson plan that I am going to discuss is on what's called a one sample Z hypothesis test. Now, what that is, for those of you who haven't had the joyous occasion of taking statistics, it's a way to take data and be able to draw actual statistical conclusions from what your data is to be able to make claims about what you've learned. So, for example, one of the lessons in my class is doing hypothesis testing with a one proportion data set. And so for the class, I would hand out each individual a individual bag of Skittles, like a little one, and then they would count each Skittle, each color of the Skittles individually, and separate them, and then make proportions of the whole as to how many Skittles there were per color. And then we would combine all those together as a group and then be able to make conclusions about whether the proportion of Skittles is evenly distributed or whether it's skewed in some way or another, which I know realistically doesn't make a huge difference in our lives day to day, but it is something interesting to help us kind of begin to see, all right, we can not only just say, well, this has a good probability, we can say this has almost no chance of happening in the real world because of some theorems and stuff that come into play with that, which I think is really interesting. So something I've struggled with in this class, kind of from the beginning, and a little bit with this assignment, is really how can I bring a lot of these multicultural ideas into my teaching when I'm not necessarily in a social science, but I'm in more of a STEM field, obviously teaching mathematics. And so the way that I tried my best to incorporate multicultural ideas is most importantly just by making sure that I have a classroom of unity, that we have constant group work together. We're working together to help each other kind of see how all these concepts work together. And then more importantly, I tried my best to find data sets that work well together and that touch on important subjects. Like one was talking about branches of government, which I know for US students it may be easier, but for non native US students, it may be something that they can learn and that they can be able to use as further knowledge as they live here in the United States. Another thing that we talked about in class was um, increasing intercultural competence by just some of the other data sets and stuff we talked about, just making sure that I'm not teaching directly just to the white kids, but to the Latinx students, the LGBTQ plus students, the whoever comes in my door. I just want them very much to feel welcome, and that math and statistics is something that anybody can get a hold of. So, Dr. Suarez, for you watching it, and for anybody else that gets a chance to see my work, hope you enjoy it and hope it makes sense. So, have fun in quarantine. Good luck with the rest of your finals. May the force be with you.